I did a little bit of yoga. And now I'm doing a quick get ready with me. It's currently 5:36. But yeah, my mirror's down here just in case you guys are wondering why is she looking down there. I'll be looking down there from time to time. This is a very fast get ready with me. Like I told you guys, I'm getting ready a bit earlier because guys, Collingwood is a fun city to come to, especially when you really know what you're doing here. Or if you just want to like have a free space and just get away, but this is what I do to enjoy my life. So I'm just dusting my face, guys, because I'm doing CC cream. I was gonna do like foundation and all that, but I'm like, bruh, we are still in Collingwood. I have to remember that.
Girl, you gotta be popping out no matter what. Don't listen to these guys.
Yes.
Because y'all already know exactly who told me not to pop out. CC cream? I usually blend it out with a beauty blender because that's just what I do. So guys, something I'm really trying to get into the habit of now is like romanticizing my life, which obviously I take a lot of inspiration from that book, Atomic Habits. And Cody was right. The author's name that I was saying was wrong the entire time, John Locke. The author's name is James Clear. But I feel like a lot of you guys maybe already read that book. It's a very like TikTok famous book and stuff. So y'all probably knew and were just sparing me. So buenas noches. So I feel like a way to like make a positive habit is really just like romanticizing it. Like immediately after you do the hard thing, reward yourself with something good, which is like the third law, which is inversion. So I think with that, I know I really like music and I like having my makeup done. I don't like doing my makeup. Key difference. Okay. Doing my makeup is fun sometimes, but now that I'm older, I literally don't even like to like touch myself. Meaning, I don't like to have to put on a lot of things on my body. So I don't like a lot of things on my face. I don't like a lot of things, like so many lotions, so many perfumes. Like I've changed. I'm like, when I say minimalism, I don't even mean in like the things that I carry and the way my environment presents itself, but I'm minimalist to the point where I only want like 3 articles of things on me. So this is why I really like CC cream, because it's faster application, I feel, as opposed to foundation. But because my foundation's so thick, it's actually faster than CC cream, because CC cream requires more blending if you have hyperpigmentation, which I do. The clearer your skin is, of course, the faster the application will be, because it's pretty lightweight. My skin is fairly clear, but I do have like some pigmented areas in my body and some pigmented areas on my face, and those areas do require more blending. And y'all, a couple hours ago before I took a nap, I go onto Instagram and don't I see that one of my good friends from a job I used to work at in Yorkdale drew a picture of me, and it was like this astrological theme he has going on, like this horoscope theme. He's doing like a series of people that he knows and people, I guess, that like just influence him, as in like muses and things like that. And he picked me. And I was so flattered because I feel like that is like a Libra's aesthetic. And I feel like low key, like to the lowest of lowest keys, a dream of mine was to have somebody paint a picture of me. But the way how he made like my facial features come to light, like my bottom lip is bigger than my top lip, the way how he like proportionately like drew that, and like drew like my cheekbones, because my face frame is still kind of like the same, but my face was a little bit more like defined then, and I feel like you can really see like the beauty in my face, and beauty is kind of like a huge representation of Libra because Libra is in Venus, and Venus represents like the aesthetic of beauty, harmony, peace, balance. And I was like, dude, I love LED lights, and that I don't know what you would kind of like describe that tone of environment as, but I like purple, blue lights and stuff like that, like things that kind of look like space a little bit. And the way how he painted that was like the perfect drawing of everything that I feel like I represent. I almost cried, I feel. But yeah, it was amazing. Because what he probably thought, like, oh yeah, I'm just doing this series, like, it blew my mind. I've obviously seen him draw pictures of like other friends of mine that also worked at that workplace that we were working at, but I don't know. I know the man is talented, but I feel like you have more of an appreciation when it's obviously you, because you can actually like see the details of your own face being drawn out in life. Obviously, you can look at a person and be like in admiration, like, oh wow, you have the capabilities of doing this. But when it's your own face, para. I posted that everywhere. I posted it on my Instagram. I posted it on my Snapchat. I haven't posted it on my TikTok story yet, but I will. And yeah, guys, I'm like struggling to make shorts. Okay. But yeah, guys, this is the CC cream thus far. It's really light, like you can still see some of like my pigmentation underneath, but it's very subtle, and because of that it makes it look like skin because it blends so well. I loved this for like an everyday, because let's say for instance like you have your lashes done, and like my eyebrows aren't thick, I don't think, but my eyebrow lady knows how to like manipulate my eyebrow shape to make them look thicker. And I feel like when you have an eyebrow shape somewhat similar to mine, you don't necessarily even need to touch your eyebrows. Like you can literally just put a gel in your eyebrows and make them like stick up. So yeah. Like I, for instance, don't even like a lot of product in my eyebrows anymore. Unless they're thin, then yeah, but like I said, y'all, I'm just like the minimalist queen at the moment. Oh yeah, I feel like I told you guys I wanted to tell you about my testimony with God and all the great things that have been happening to me. So you all, I have basically entered into my career, and I got the news last week Monday. This was like a dream position of mine. Like when I say dream, like since I started university, still not knowing exactly where I wanted to delve with my degree, I knew for a fact like if I had long-term career plans, this is exactly where I'd want to be. And I do seriously believe I owe everything to God, because I was really practicing the will of God, y'all. Like when I say practicing the will of God, practicing the will of God. Like going to church, not just showing up to church, but also like listening to the messages, really being involved, really trying to connect with God this year in a way that I really have never done in my life. I feel like I've connected to God, but not in a way where me and God are like on the same terms. Like I feel like God's trying to talk to me and I'm like, yeah, okay, buddy, heard you. Like I was not like locked in with him, you know? And I feel like I removed a lot of distractions in my life, and I was able to hear clearly, see clearly, and visualize the things I wanted. And because of that, God rewarded me, because I started to utilize the resources I had in front of me, and God made them abundant for me. And I was passing the very difficult tests, like being in arguments I know like I could have flared out in, and being in challenging situations where I know I have to put my pride to the side and still emulate love, and being in circumstances where I have to show love unconditionally even though like I want to kill the person. I feel like through scripture, through the Bible, through church, through community, I was able to really do that. And I didn't even graduate high school, y'all. Well, I graduated from high school, obviously, but I graduated late. I graduated in August because I had to do like some upgrading with certain courses. And yeah, like I wasn't even focused in school. For the people that maybe do remember me during that time and are maybe watching me right now, like, it's not like I was a bookworm or anything like that. Like sometimes I would ditch classes. I was living with my dad through fluctuating moments in high school. So like I was just all over the place. I was not the best version of myself, hanging around like the crowd that really wouldn't have elevated me to the heights that I'm in right now, and so on and so forth. But nevertheless, although me and a lot of the people that I no longer speak with are not in contact with each other, I owe a lot of my success to them, because if it wasn't for them, I don't truly believe I'd be at the height that I was in. I feel like a lot of them challenged me in good ways, and I feel like a lot of them taught me great life lessons that I'll probably take with me forever. And I owe a lot of the people in my past mad respect. And I thank God I never in my life met like crazy, horrific people and have like crazy stories with like friends and stuff, because I know a lot of people do. Of course, I went through my periods with friends who were just like, why are you doing this to me? I would never do this to you. But what I've learned is you don't stop doing the things you would want to do or you expect of yourself as a friend because other people lack those qualities. If anything, you lessen the expectation of those types of people to have those qualities because you're trying to love them unconditionally. And when we really get down to the nitty gritty, we actually realize we don't love people unconditionally, not as much as we think. We love people to wherever they draw the line for us. And that's the reason why we have failed relationships and different things like that, because as soon as people stop hitting the benchmarker of what we consider a perfect friend, boyfriend, family member, whatever, we ditch them. Because the thing about people and time, we run around in life thinking we don't have time to waste, when really you're never wasting time. Let's say you're jobless, for instance, and you're looking for a career and you feel like, oh my God, I'm at home, I'm doing nothing. You're never wasting time, because maybe you have more time to, in between the time of you applying for jobs, speak to God, go to church, walk more, reflect more. And in that time that you're waiting for that great thing to happen in your life, you're ultimately manifesting for that future self. And when you remain calm and patient in your stillness and your waiting, you really understand how much value is placed on the virtue. Patience is a virtue. Okay, you understand that patience is truly a virtue that you'll need, because in this life you need to be patient. And while you're waiting, you may feel angry because maybe bad things are happening to you, but God is testing your endurance. Okay, God is testing your endurance, because you might get the same test over and over and over again and be like, God, why? God, why? God, why? And maybe by the 6th time you quit, the 7th time, God was preparing your body for the war. That's why you always need to truly believe everything that happens in your life, whether good or bad, is meant for some sort of good. And I know a lot of people might be thinking, how could a child being raped or trafficked be for the good? I cannot explain that. But I truly do understand that God makes no mistakes in life. And maybe, I don't know, this is just my hypothesis, but maybe that child's bloodline was cursed in some sort of way or whatever. Or let's not even speak about curse. Forget all that. Maybe that child does have that traumatic event happen to them, but they grow up from like an impoverished family. And now, because that's the things that they think about, they don't want to be lazy. And that like fight or flight mode is the knack that they needed to break the curse and to move in a way that God needed them to move, to see things that they needed to see. Because it does say in the Bible, when we get here, like to earth, as Jesus was prophesying and teaching people, we're going to see things that we could have never imagined. We're going to see children disrespecting their parents, fathers neglecting their children literally killing their parents, and all sorts of things that are deemed as you should be abolished from the world type shit. But nevertheless, we all still need something to believe in. Even if we're an atheist, we still believe in something. Like, even an atheist still believes in something. So whatever you want to call that, we can all acknowledge that there's a power or some sort of source that's higher than us. Whether that be Allah, God, Buddha, whatever. We all need to be praying to a higher power. And I think the issue of like why a lot of our manifestations don't work or don't happen is because we're not living by the will. We're praying and we're like, God, please take away this pain from me and this suffering from me. But we're gossiping and we're talking shit and we're living unlawful lives and we're wondering why bad things are happening to us. Y'all, the Bible is just a book of principles and teachings if you really listen to it. And it's just talking about the karmic penalties of the world. If you do bad, bad will come back onto you in another shape or form. If you do good, good will be what you sow. You might be thinking that something fucked up is happening to you and people are treating you bad. It's because God needs you to be set apart. The more you act like the people that you don't respect, by, let's say for instance, you always get a particular gift for like a friend and they never gift you anything. The minute you stop gifting a gift to that friend, you might as well just call yourself that type of person, because you do these things out of the kindness of your heart and that's why you're trying to gift things. But the minute you feel like, oh yeah, I'm doing this for an expectation of return, then you have to realize you're in a transactional friendship. You're giving to receive. And a lot of people who have endured traumatic experiences in their life want transactional relationships so they can have better control. And that's why we lose the connectedness to God in our friendships. The minute you want to control a person or tell them what to do or perceive a way that they should act, that's the minute you realize you're not connected to God, because you do not love this person unconditionally. You love them when they can do X, Y, and Z for you. You love them when they behave right on the Saturday, but if they're fucked up on the Sunday, it's like, oh, time to cut off, getting my scissors, blah, 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 team cut off. Like, that used to be me, okay? And the only way now I could see myself truly cutting somebody off is if they're a fool. And when I say a fool, I don't mean a person trying to figure out their life. I mean a person who is deliberately choosing the wrong courses of actions to do, but they're too close to my circle. If you're just an acquaintance and that's the way you choose to live your life, I mean, I'll try my best to advise you if you ask me for advice, but at the same time, I'm not gonna judge you for it because you're not influencing me. And I guess if you want to say the transaction of my relationships are just, you don't need to be rich, you don't need to give me anything, just be a good fucking human being. And if I just realize you're like a bad human being and it's playing with some sort of influence on me, because energy, whether you people want to believe it or not, energy is a force field. Just like in Oppenheimer, you know, in metaphysics, the closer you are in that metaphysical realm of that energy that's vibrating, the closer you will basically be unable to withstand a different type of energy because you're locked within that force field. So if you realize you're in negative spaces, or the people around you are just very melancholic, the people around you are very unhealthy, the people around you are always gossiping, you need to take a little step back. Find people who have hobbies. When you go and chill with them, you have something to do. You're occupied, you're doing something. If you know, like, you're a person who has ADHD, for instance, and you need to be moving a lot, don't be chilling around sad, melancholic people who are just sitting down, because odds are you're probably going to be on drugs or doing something you're not supposed to be doing, because your energy is that of a person who moves a lot. So it's just about understanding your body, understanding the values, and then attributing the people you want in life as closest to those things as possible. And you will somehow find some sort of better connectedness with God when you begin to do that too, because you'll begin to love people unconditionally. You'll begin to separate yourself from the need of wanting to have this control and power over them. You're gonna feel invigorated. And when you learn to detach from people, you learn to become God, because God is detached from people. If you commit some sort of absurd crime, yeah, you're gonna pay for that shit. But it doesn't mean that God loves you any less. You might get condemned for that shit, yeah. But you're not loved any less, because every action has a reaction, of course. If you guys are wondering what I'm doing, I'm just putting like concealer in my eye creases. I'm going with the Bobbi Brown concealer. Concealing under my eyes. Guys, we might be going on vacation. Well, not might. We're definitely going on vacation in September. But I'm not going to tell you guys where we're going just yet. So y'all guess in the comments below where you guys think Cody and I are going this year. Just know the place is very spicy, very juicy, very mwah. My dream right now, though, is I'm trying to go to Italy, please. Yo, guys, if I ever get to that point, when I get to that point, okay, of making lots of money, I need to be in Europe every single summer. Every single summer. Like, it's non-negotiable. Something about Europe and my vibe, my aesthetic, the beauty of it, it resonated with my soul. Okay, especially being in Paris at the Louvre. Oh my god. And next year is giving Cody and Ramona Take Africa 2025. Yeah, that's gonna be a fun trip. I want to do everything. Like, I want to literally live a humble life. I want to wear my dashiki. I don't even know if they wear dashikis in the West. Because we're from, well, my family's from Sierra Leone. Guys, I really want to do a 23andMe as well. I'm very curious to know what parts of the world I'm from, because I feel like my facial features are all over the place. And my mom has told me through colonization we have like Irish blood in us, and I'm very curious to know. Like, I was an angry child, and is that like the Irish in me? And everlasting love, come with me. Yo, I'm a DJ. I'm always doing little transitions in my mind of different songs that sound like other songs, and I hear a lot of different songs in my head that like one song correlates with another song. And when I was a kid, I used to remix a lot of like different songs. Like, whenever I'd listen to Hannah Montana, I'd always come back to school, and like when my friends and I would like be singing to the songs, I'd have another remix to it. Like True Friends, I never sang that song the way it sounded. I don't remember exactly what rendition I had, but I was always trying to make it sound like more R&B, put a little twist on it. I'm definitely very audio. I thought I was very visual, but I listen very well, because I feel like I can hear exactly what you're saying and sort of like grasp the meaning of it, especially when you say it. And I understand like tone very well, and the texture of words even, which I know sounds very weird, but yes, I can feel texture when you speak. Like, if you sound like soft, harsh, loud, whatever. Some people are just like very neutral. Like Cody's super monotone, and the texture of his voice is just whiny sometimes. Isn't it, babe?
No.
You don't feel like you sound whiny sometimes?
No.
You see? I see that Cody's ancestors said, "Shut up." to have you around. Even though his girlfriend came out with a blick, yeah. I said, you know I got you, you my bitch. I'm so lucky to have you around. You a hood friend. Guys, I've already been doing Get Ready With Me for about 32 minutes. So I'm gonna turn off the camera and see you guys at the restaurant.